Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat 11 1/6 scale action figure Sub-Zero. Basically the same figure as Scorpion, which I reviewed not that long ago, though there are some key differences. I'm going to show you those. Unfortunately, I can't show you them side by side, unless I can do some fancy photoshopping, because my brother has the other one, because he collects this scale and I don't, and I'm just reviewing them for you guys. But this is just as cool as the other one, pun intended. In fact, it's a lot cooler, pun intended again. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands almost exactly 30 centimeters, which is going to make him about 11 3/4 inches, right around there. So that's probably accurate to 1/12 scale. I don't know his official height. Here he is up against Darwin. Darwin comes up just to the loincloth piece. All right, so question of the day. Easy question. I want all of you to answer because I want to see who is more popular, Scorpion or Sub-Zero. Super, guys, even if you don't have that much time, you have time to write down one name, Sub-Zero or Scorpion. You have to pick one of those two. I know there are other ninjas that you may prefer, but between these two, who do you pick? For me, Sub-Zero, hands down. Ice is cool. Blue is cool. I like those things. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the aesthetic. I'll say, I think I said this in the other video, and if I didn't, I should have. I do think they're too thin, and they're too realistically proportioned, which sounds goofy, but they are based on video game characters who are relatively muscular. Their heads are more stylized in the game in terms of being smaller relative to the meatiness of their body, and I think really what these figures need is just a little bit more meat, and then the heads wouldn't look quite as big as they do. These look very realistic, which is fine. Speaking of realistic, I forgot to mention, it's realistic that you can only buy these kind of things at Big Bad Toy Store firsthand. They are the exclusive US online retailer for all Storm Collectibles going forward. There is no more Bluefin or any other sort of distribution, just so that you guys are aware. And there is a link in the description below. I believe this guy is still available, though he sold out almost everywhere. As of this filming, he is still available at Big Bad Toy Store. So check out that link in the description below. Okay, so back to the aesthetic. It all looks basically the same, except it's blue instead of yellow. A little bit of differences in the belt here. You can see we have no swords. We have little slots for his kunai, his little blue kunai. And a little bit of differences in the detailing, but generally it's the same. A little bit of dirtiness throughout the cloth. Quilting is still good. We still have the shiny black trim. That looks nice. We have the neck piece. That looks nice. I have to say, I don't think, and maybe it's accurate to the game, and I could be just wrong about this, but he's got a lot of brown on his leather, or whatever it would be. It looks like leather cowl. That looks good on Scorpion. I think this guy should just be gray. The weathering, the wear. But maybe it's brown in-game, so I can't really say. I have had people tell me they just have the exact same head. Why do they have the same head? That doesn't make sense. They don't! I don't know for sure about the cowl piece because it is a separate piece from the face and face mask, but he does have his game-accurate face mask. It is not missing a wash. In the game, he doesn't have the black spots, like in these little vents here and on the side. They're not black like they are in Scorpion, so this is accurate. And then the face is actually sculpted differently. It looks like they took the same sculpt and then added the scar, but it is a sculpted scar. And so that's a good thing. And then obviously you can see the paintwork is just phenomenal. That is a lovely, lovely paint job. You can even see the little lines for the eyebrows. Very, very nicely painted. Love that. Love it. For the skin tone, we do have that kind of speckling, and that gives it a really realistic look. There is coloration for the veins. That's a good thing. Separate piece here, so those have a little bit of paint on them. They look nice. They do pop off easily, probably more easily than I would like. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, whatever. These are painted really well. I love the glossy blue mixed in with the armor. That's very, very nice. And then down here, we have the same type of paintwork continued throughout. Very, very nicely detailed. Love it. The only downside really that I have with this guy, and I had this same problem and to some degree with Scorpion, is that his shoulder caught some coloring somehow from the backside of the cloth. And I haven't been able to remove it with just some good old-fashioned rubbing. Sometimes that works. I have to try with an eraser or something. But I got some on that shoulder, and a little bit. You're not really going to be able to see it probably, but a little bit on that shoulder as well. That's annoying. I don't like that. They should have put plastic in there, but they didn't. But otherwise, it looks really good. This, I think, short of like the eyeballs maybe, because I guess Hot Toys uses actual glass eyes. The face paint contends with any figure I've ever seen, and I've reviewed Hot Toys. It looks wonderful. The rest of the figure looks pretty damn good. I think for $250 it's reasonable. Yeah, these cost $250. I think it's perfectly reasonable. Could it be a little bit less and I'd be happier? Yes. But I think it looks really, really nice for that price point. So I'm going to give it an aesthetic rating of 8 out of 10. I do think the proportioning could be less realistic. Normally that... realistic in terms of, like, bone length, that's good. But he needs way more muscle on him. He needs a smaller head and more muscle to match the game a little bit more accurately. But this is still really good. Okay, now as far as the accessories go, this guy blows Scorpion out of the water big time. Alright, hands. He has 2 fist hands that come on him in the package, then all the style pose hands and gripping hands you would need to use his accessories, which are my favorite accessories I've reviewed in a long time. First, we have 2 different ice blasts that just go onto his open hands. This is the nicest looking ice accessory I've ever seen. It's super clear. Actually clear, not just transparent, but then it does have white frosting on it on the tips. Not frosting like a cake, frosting like it's frosted over. And then it also has a little bit of blue kind of mixed in throughout to catch the light. And it looks so freaking good. I love these ice accessories. Then we do have the skull and spinal column that he has ripped out of somebody. Love the sculpt work on the skull. Spinal column has little ice shards connected to it, so that's very cool. Though I don't think it should be made of ice, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Shouldn't that be a skull and spinal column that is iced over? I don't know, but it looks cool. And then we do get his axe, which matches the rest of the ice. Very, very nicely done. I like that a whole bunch. And then lastly, we get the Storm Collectibles display stand. I think that's a wonderful spread of accessories. I'm very pleased with that. Shouldn't he have an ice sled, though? I mean, that's probably asking for too much, but that's pretty good. I'm going to go 9 out of 10. Love those accessories. Love them. Now, as far as articulation goes, it is the same as Scorpion's, but I'll run it quickly just so you guys get an idea. Double ball peg for the neck. If this lifts up, you can just tuck this down into his shirt. Mine just seems to have bunched a little bit from me messing with it, but the heads move around really nicely. Love that. And yeah, the size of the head and the lack of meatiness is going to disappear as you start to pose the figure a little bit more, so don't worry about that too much. This is just something I noticed when I was looking up reference images. Shoulders are on a ball peg. This one's a little bit loose. It doesn't want to hold in one position. Most other positions it'll stay in, but it doesn't work as well as I would like. The shoulder hinge, very tight, but you can get it up to just about horizontal, maybe. Yeah, that feels like that's all it's going to do, is just about horizontal, just shy of that, I guess. So pretty good range. Not the best sculpt for the armpit area, but range-wise, it's okay. And then, of course, you're going to get your full rotation. No problem there. Yeah, I don't like the way they shape the shoulders. They have that kidney bean look, or lima bean look, some kind of bean, the way Marvel Legends do sometimes, and it's weird. Bicep swivel is fine, double jointed elbow, only about 90 degrees with the gauntlet like that. If you rotate it around, you can get a little bit more, but still not that much. And you can see right there, I do have that loose shoulder problem, which isn't a huge deal because you can just let it fall and then use the hinge. So that's okay, but you shouldn't have that. This could be a little bit tighter too. Yeah, I'm thinking for $250 we need a little bit better. Oh, also didn't mention, though I kind of did, the accessories. We do get the kunai. Okay, so the wrists are on ball hinges. Did they put them in the right way this time? Last time I had to swap them around. This time, let's see. Is the hinge going to come out or is the hand going to come off? They did them backwards again, it looks like. So if you have this problem, you have to heat the hand up, pull this out, flip it around, pop it in the arm, then it'll stay in the arm and you'll be able to swap the hands. This is backwards. The hinge itself is backwards. I'm assuming it is on the other side too. So just use some warm water. It should do it. These are pretty soft PVC. You should be fine. Hair dryer is better though. Alright, for the torso we have some ball pegs throughout. Again, you're not going to do much up here. There's just way too many pieces of cloth. You're not going to get really much anything done at all. Some waist twists, but that's about it. For the hips, almost full-on splits, but the pants are catching. I don't remember that being a problem for Scorpion, so I don't know what's going on with that. But that's probably enough range, I would say. And then going forward, yeah, they go forward, no problem at all. That's cool. This hip seems a little bit too loose. Like, that's definitely loose. Don't care for that. They don't really go back too far either, by the way. The butt cheeks get in the way. But yeah, this one's got some loose joints on it. I don't remember Scorpion having, so that's really loose. I don't like that. Thigh swivel is really good, so that's good. Double jointed knee works really well. That's good. And then the ankles are just double ball pegs, which they give you pretty good range. It's not a ton, but it should be enough. So yeah, it's the same as Scorpion. Maybe the looseness is just random, and it's not that Sub-Zero has less QC than Scorpion. Maybe it's just mine happens to have less QC and yours will be fine. Who knows? I can't say. I only have mine to review, but mine does have some loose joints and some problems, so I have to include those in the review. So I'm going to give his articulation rating only a 6 out of 10. It could be a lot better. Joints could be tighter, and we could also have better range. His torso is almost immobile, so that's definitely a problem. And we only have 90 degrees on the elbows, so definitely some limitations. That being said, it is still a really strong release, and if you're into 1/12 scale, most of you guys don't pose your figures dynamically at all, if at all. You guys have told me that, and I have seen that. There's not enough room for it in most cases, but also you guys just don't seem to like posing your dolls. I'm just kidding, they're not dolls, I know, but you're 1/6 scale figures. If I said 1/12 a second ago, I was wrong. I meant 1/6. So I think it's okay, is what I'm getting at. I'm going to give it a final rating of 7 out of 10. I think at the price point there are too many problems, but there are some really good things too, so it's just going to offset and balance it down to, it's a good figure. It's not super impressive. It's not super disappointing. I think you'll be okay. If you're in the field, if you're in the market for a figure like this, then I think you're going to be willing to pay what it costs, and you'll be happy enough to have it. But it isn't going to be as good as it could have been at the price point. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.